Hello, everybody, and welcome to Functional Idiots Podcast number 38. I'm here with Colton.
Did you have to quick look at like a set of notes to see what number we were on?
No, I always drag it.
Oh, okay. Because it was just like, just how you're like number, and then it sounded like you looked down and you like started panicking, like, oh fuck, what number is it? What number is it?
No special guest this week though. So
nope, just two retards and a set of mics like normal.
There we go. Yep.
Per usual. Do you actually? So because of the podcast service we use to upload to get like the RSS feed, which is what basically like the URL that podcasts are done as. We use Podbean, and then there you just upload the podcast to Podbean, the audio file, and it'll auto-upload it to Apple Podcast. It can auto-upload it to Spotify, iHeartRadio, basically like any and all podcasting platforms, which is nice because, you know, and a lot of them you can't even do it individually. You have to use a service so they can get money out of you, fucking bitches.
Right, little shits.
So, but Google had one. It was called Google Podcasts. Well, Google got rid of that, and they just basically just wrapped it into YouTube. And so now, excuse me, if you want to go subscribe to us on our YouTube page, which is Functional Idiots Productions, you can get the quasi-video form. There's no actual camera feed. It's just basically our logo for like the 2 hours, right?
Right.
But it's in video form per se on YouTube. And I don't know if it's because we did a really good job clickbaiting the title, but last week's, now like every single one, like, because by the time, like, I think Google got rid of Google Podcasts and changed it to this about 2 months ago. And so we didn't have any of the episodes up on YouTube because I just couldn't have been bothered to do it myself. Well, once that went over to YouTube, then it basically took all the episodes we've done, which I think up to that point was like 32 or 33 episodes, and it basically turned them loose all at once, right? All 33 at once. So all 33 are on our YouTube page. But for some, and most of them have 0 views because, again, it was all dumped in at once. Some have like 1, 2, 3 views. For whatever reason, last week has 22 views, like way higher than anything else. I know 22 views is like fucking nothing, but I don't know if it's because drinking the very breast milk and just the tip was like really clickbaity or what. And we have a lot of perverted motherfuckers listening to this shit. And if that's the case, then I would like to say that this show is popular amongst 4 out of 5 pedophiles. No, I'm just kidding. But But I don't know why that one, for whatever reason, just fucking took. I haven't looked at what the stats are on Podbean either, if it's done well or not. But I just find that weird how, for whatever reason, that one just doing a little bit, just doing better than everything else. But whatever. Maybe, like I said, maybe for the 4th of July, all the pedos were allowed YouTube or something like that. So they're like, oh, just the tip. Oh, let's see if it's like little boys and shit. No, it's fucking not, you sick bastards.
Yeah, you
Jesus Christ.
Nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah, you tell him, Dylan. You tell him.
I'll rip your fucking scrot off there, buddy. I don't know.
Scrot? Is that you're too lazy to say the last
Scrot
I mean, we and most of this fucking show anyways, but that's the time you can't say
Well, that's a shout out to God of War, where the dude's like, Dembo Winter's coming. I can feel it in my scrot. Just a funny little thing.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I don't really know how to segue out of that one. Maybe. Well, I think I can switch this. So obviously, 3 days ago from recording this was the most banging holiday of the year, which was Independence Day. I'm sure there was lots of sex going on too. But one thing that Americans are really good at is spending money on stuff that is kind of silly, right? I mean, let's be honest here. So I have a list of the 2024 4th of July. This was the estimated because this came out on June 26th. But most of these places are pretty good at estimating how well we're going to do and shit, right? So for America's 248th birthday, we've almost made it to 250. Although at this rate, we probably won't see next year. Here are some of the numbers. So, like, for the first... It's not even birthday. So, for the birth of the nation, right, there was only 13 states, right? And the U.S. only had 2.5 million residents in July of 1776. Now we're at, like, 340, 350 if you count all the illegal aliens in the country. All right? The oldest 4th of July parade was held in Bristol, Rhode Island in 1785. So, yeah. Yeah, it's only the country's only, 9 years older than that? Good Lord. What I find surprising, though, is that Congress didn't make Independence Day a paid federal holiday until, guess when, Dylan?
I'm going to say 1950.
Ooh, you were so close. 1941.
Fuck!
It did not become a paid federal holiday until 1940. That is shocking. Like, I would think, like, the first maybe 100 years, like, okay, yeah, there's other shit going on. Like, how do we figure out this electricity thing first? How about that? But, like, 1941, only five months before the bombing of Pearl Harbor, hey, maybe we should give our birthday yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you fucking should. Christmas is a fucking holiday. All right, Thanksgiving's a holiday at this point. Now, it wasn't in the I don't think it was in the exact form it is now. But Memorial Day was Decoration Day. That was a thing. Labor Day, I believe it. But Independence Day, fuck it. We're commie bastards. We're only part-time.
We don't need to celebrate our birthday.
We're only part-time Americans. This part kind of disappoints me. Only 50% of Americans own an American flag. So basically, only half the country owns one. I just find that kind of depressing.
We don't have ours hanging out because we don't have a flagpole yet. But my grandpa owns an American flag and a Palmilla flag.
Okay.
Because, well, obviously he was in Vietnam, so.
Yeah, we put out an American flag on above our garage. We have a little, flagpole or flag stand or whatever, right?
Flag holder, yep.
Flag holder, yeah. Words are hard. And we actually forgot to put it out on Flag Day, which I think is kind of a silly holiday considering it's like 2 weeks before the 4th of July and it's 2 weeks after Memorial Day. Like, why do we need it? It's already got 2 days here, a month apart, basically. A month and a week apart. No, we're going to throw another fucking day in the middle. Okay, whatever. Well, we didn't put it out on Flag Day, which, whatever. But, yeah, you bet your ass that shit was out on a Memorial Day and the 4th of July. And, well, it's basically out every day from Memorial Day until Labor Day, obviously, unless, an EF5 tornado is coming through. It's like, yeah, maybe we should put that in the garage. So, by the numbers, for food and drink, 66% of Americans will attend a July 4th picnic, either like a barbecue or like a family gathering or a like straight up picnic. They just classify it as a picnic, right? Or a potluck, a block party, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The other third of the country is probably busy blowing their hands off with fireworks or shooting each other, so that's about right. Americans plan to spend $9.4 billion with a B,
Damn.
$billion on food. Damn. Just food alone for the 4th. God damn. And $150 million hot dogs are consumed each 4th of July. So mystery meat sales are through the roof. And I saw on another thing, I don't think it's on this one, but of the percentage of like hot dogs, because you could either get like a regular hot dog, which is like pig's feet, cow ass, turkey penises and shit like that, right? Or you could get all beef one, which is just, beef ass or beef balls or whatever. Or you could get pork one or whatever the fuck. But I think it said like 65% of Americans or 68% of Americans preferred all beef hot dogs. I'm like, you're damn right. And I gotta say, this is very Michigan based, I would say. I mean, they're a little bit south or along the Great Lakes, but mostly Michigan based. Gordon Food Services, they're like a Cisco Foods, or I'm trying to think of one that's nationwide. I guess Cisco Foods or whatever. They bring food to like restaurants and shit like that, but they also have a couple like Aldi style stores. And, like, the same size. So it's not like a Meijer or a Walmart. It's like an Aldi size. But on the inside, it's kind of like Costco. So it's like Costco in the size of an Aldi's.
Yep.
But it's all Gordon food stuff. And you could get their all-beef hot dogs. They have the best all-beef hot dogs. I will fight anybody with that shit, right? Especially if you get the quarter-pounder one, because even girls would be having a hard time deep-throating that shit. But when you eat an all-beef hot dog from there and you bite it, it has a nice snap to it. I don't know why. It's really nice. Really good. How many hot dogs do you think you can eat in 10 minutes, Dylan? Bun and all.
Bun and all? 3.
3? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely fucking not, dude.
You would not make some guy happy.
I hate hot dogs.
Joey Chestnut sure makes a lot of guys happy because he can eat 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes as he did in 2021.
Damn!
Jesus Christ. Yeah, fucking slapping that meat down the throat. For the costs, let's see. So 4th of July spending in 2023, of the 9.6 whatever the fuck billion dollars that we're planning on spending this year, 9.4 billion, okay? 675 million of it was in just beef. So like either any type of beef, right?
Shit.
Steaks, ground beef, chuck roasts or what the fuck ever, right? 338 million is in chicken. So your thighs, your breasts, ooh, chicken boobies. 191 million. Okay, no, let's spike up. 4 out of the top 5 are meat. Okay, makes sense, right? Barbecue's going on, shit like that. But number 3rd at $191 million is berries. Am I the only one that thinks that's a little misplaced? At number 3 is fucking berries?
Well, if you're making like pies and shit, I guess for 4th of July.
I guess. But this, it's like that has
that's about
to be
it. Maybe like a fruit bowl, but fucking A.
Yeah, but I'm like berries, and it tops out sausages and pork. What the fuck? So sausages was 153 million. Pork was 149 million. Melons, and not women's boobs, was 136 million dollars. Bacon was 7th, right? 7th. Yeah, 7th at 122 million dollars. So fucking hell yeah, bacon. Turkey, unsurprisingly, was way down the list because that shit comes around in November, and that's the only time turkey becomes good. That's at 44 million, right? And I don't know what fucking American is buying goddamn lamb for the 4th of July. We got rid from them fuckers for a reason, and now you're bringing their food here. What the actual fuck are you doing? $9 million was spent on lamb last year.
I heard lamb is pretty good, though.
I'm sure it is. I've never had it, but I would not be having it on the fucking 4th of July, okay? We left their asses for a 2% tax on tea, okay? Now I'm getting raped at like 13% in just income right now. I think we need to have another fucking revolution, but... and then the last one to bring up the list out of notables, right? $2 million on exotic. Exotic what? Fruits? Meat? Penises? Or all of it? What?
Hold on.
What are we buying? What are we buying? Fucking rattlesnake, alligator. What are we doing here?
I'm gonna cover our asses. The Functional Idiots podcast does not condone the actions or whatever outside of this podcast of anybody that, if we mention a revolution, we are not starting a revolution, people.
Yeah, we are. We are. It's a revolution of ass.
See, I'm okay with that, but yeah, fucking.
If you
think
anything on this is what we say is take serious, you need some help. Okay, you just need some help. This is primarily based in just comedy, shit comedy, but comedy.
I just don't want some fucking idiot to be like, "Oh, they said to start a revolution." This small fucking corner of the world podcast said to start.
Yeah, that gets like seven listeners a week. Yeah, fucking pulling some big numbers here. Fuck Joe Rogan. We kick his ass any day of the week. 750 million pounds of chicken is purchased the week leading up to July 4th. Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking KFC's probably like scrambling, like, holy shit, we're running out of stock. July 4th is America's top beer drinking holiday. However, do you know what actually is the biggest bar night of the year?
July 3rd.
No, the day before Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yep, that's the biggest bar night of the year. And actually, the holiday that actually has the most drinking in it involved is Christmas.
Not surprised. Every white person's like, I gotta get some of that eggnog alcohol.
Yeah, I think 4th of July isn't out there because everybody's dehydrated as all hell, so they're like 2 beers deep and they're shit faced already.
Yeah.
You know, they start drinking at like 10 a.m. and they haven't eaten anything yet. And so like 2-3 beers in and they're fucking toast, right? And then they sleep the rest of the day off. They're fucking toast. $4 billion worth of money is expected to be spent on alcoholic beverages on the 4th of July, mostly being beer. $700 million is expected to be spent on wine for just the 4th of July. So, all right, let's get into the fireworks, right? 14,000 fireworks displays are held each 4th of July. So, like, around us, we always have, like, the TNT fireworks by here in, like, the Meyer parking lot or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
44% of Americans will attend a July 4th fireworks display. Now also displays would be, like, the city ones and, like, shit like that. 14,000, that's it? I mean, well, I guess if you're like the city of New York, right, you're doing one for like, you're not doing one for each borough. You're just doing one big ass one. And
Yeah.
considering how American the city of New York is, they probably light off like 3 fireworks. It's like, there's your show. God bless America. $2.7 billion worth is expected to be spent on fireworks.
We had a little bit of a Karen incident.
Did you? Well, because last night for the record, this is when the city of Grand Rapids did their fireworks show. Because the city of Grand Rapids, I swear to Christ, will always pick any day to do the fireworks show except the 4th of July.
That's just how it is.
You know, oh, it's in the middle of the week. We got to do it on a weekend because X, Y. Fucking just do it on the day of. For Christ's sakes. Everybody's already stayed up late because it doesn't even get dark till 10 o'clock around here. But anyways, going on with your fucking Karen bitch.
So we're sitting there, right? And
jerk it off with barbecue sauce on his titties. As
no. So where Brianna's grandma lives, right? It's a private area. Like only people that live there can do stuff there. So we went to one of the parks that they had. Just because it's bigger and it's more open, and we started lighting off fireworks there. They weren't, like, massive fireworks or anything, right? Like, yeah. I mean, some of them were loud, whatever, not a big deal. But since we're right by the lake, you could actually see every other house was lighting off fireworks. I mean, there was quite a few people. And so all that noise was echoing off the lake. So nobody was getting any sleep. It didn't matter who you were, right?
What time of the morning did you say this was?
Oh, it wasn't in the morning. This was like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, fuck. Well, yeah, that's fine then.
It was like close to 10, maybe. Yeah,
but even still, fuck. For being around the 4th, that's fine.
Yeah. Some bitch comes out and she's like, hey, you can't be setting off fireworks here. I have 2 2-year-olds that are trying to sleep. And I wanted to look at her and be like, you have 2 2-year-olds that are trying to sleep while there's every other person setting off fireworks here, echoing off the lake. Yeah, that's real smart. But Brianna's grandma noticed that she waited until 10 o'clock exactly to come over and say something. And then I started looking it up. I didn't see anything against the rules of going to, like, the pavilions and stuff and setting off fireworks there. And actually, in the state of Michigan, there's ordinances throughout the state where you can set off fireworks from 11 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. Like that's
the statewide cutoff is 11:45.
That's your window to set off all your fireworks.
Right, but you mean 11 a.m. to 11:45 p.m.
Yes, whatever.
You said 11 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. So yeah, those 45 minutes, the night sky lights up like a fucking bomb at Hiroshima. You know. But yeah, the statewide one in Michigan is 11:45 p.m. and then obviously there's local ordinances they can adjust it from however they fucking want from their end. You know, obviously, like the city of Grand Rapids, they don't want you setting off fucking fireworks next to like Van Andel Arena. They might have something to say about that. I'm just saying, they might not like that so much. Okay, so for the average cost for like a municipality to host a fireworks display is between $10,000 and $50,000. Now, I'm assuming that the New York City, like the bigger cities, they're obviously spending, you know, tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for their fireworks display, if not maybe millions. Mm-hmm. The minimum insurance coverage recommended for fireworks shows for like if anything goes bad, they accidentally start a fucking massive wildfire, or if they're like that 4th of July festival or whatever the fuck that went on at Brigham Young University, where the fireworks decided to become a kamikazes and started diving at the crowd and blowing up in the crowd. That was great. Is $5 million. So if you want to get a quick $5 million, somehow go find a way to get hurt at a fire. No, don't fucking do this. Okay, do not, for the Christ's sakes, actually do this.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. So our favorite 4th of July activities are 66% say cookout, barbecue / picnic, right? 44% is attending a fireworks show / community celebration, and 13% is attending a 4th of July parade or some sorts, right? Mm-hmm. And for like the parade thing, I've always been like, because people, now this is kind of a little off topic. I do not like Formula One as a motorsport, right? Because the reason I don't like is if I want to watch a fucking parade of cars for 2 hours, I would just go to the local 4th of July parade. And that shit would be more entertaining because there's perverts throwing candy at least, all right? F1 is boring as shit, but that's just what it just came to me as I was talking about parades. So, all right, out of all 50 states, Dylan, only one state bans all consumer fireworks.
California.
Wrong. Massachusetts.
What?
Yes, obviously they don't want their own form of the modern day Boston Tea Party or some shit going on there. I know Michigan, you couldn't buy fireworks in Michigan for a long time, and so like in Indiana, like you would cross the border on like I-69 or like I-94, and the first exit there'd be a fucking fireworks place just inside Indiana. It was great. There's a 42% decrease in air quality on July 4th because of fireworks. So all you asthmatics, get your fucking inhalers ready.
Oh, shit.
$396 million worth of fireworks are imported to the U.S. So about $400 million of the fireworks that we blow up aren't even made here. And 96% of all U.S. fireworks imports are from, guess where? China.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Okay, now we're going to get into the nit and gritty of it. So 73% of annual fireworks injuries take place within a month of July 4th. Not surprisingly, probably a lot of fingers go away. Back it up, Terry! Back it up, Terry!
Back it up, Terry! Put it in reverse.
740 people go to the emergency room with fireworks-related injuries each 4th of July holiday. Do you think like the hospitals are like, hey, we got a you know, they're just fucking packed full of like 30 people in the emergency room that all blown out their fingers. And they're like, sorry, dude, I know you were in a bad car wreck and you're like paralyzed from the neck down. In fact, your head is gone, but you're going to have to wait a couple hours. We got to deal with these motherfuckers who blew their fingers off.
Oh, my God, dude.
You know, they blew off their middle fingers, so they're not going to be able to, you know, give anybody the fingers. So we got to get that right back to them because that is American as fuck. Which, if you want to know more things that we find American as hell, keep on listening to a new segment that we're going to have later. Oh, look at that fucking tie-in. 11 people died from fireworks-related incidents in 2022, which was a 22% increase from 2021. So basically, like one more person, like one or two more people died. I want to know how do you die from a fireworks-related incident? Are you like chasing after one of like the parachute trooper fireworks or whatever, and you run into like the middle of the fucking interstate and you get creamed? Like how do you manage?
Yeah, you're acting like a fucking dog.
Yeah, or you light the firework and then you look down the tube. Is it gonna come out in time? Whap! You know, I want to know how the fuck you manage, right? So for travel and safety, 60% of Americans say that inflation is affecting their 4th of July plans this year. Shocking. But 71 million Americans will travel 50-plus miles from home this 4th of July, which is up 5% over 2023, setting a new record for the holiday. So all these motherfuckers who say, oh, there's COVID and shit. No, there's fucking not. Knock that shit the fuck off. 5.74 million people will travel by plane. Just either, I don't know what the range is for the 4th of July, but most people, 85% of travelers, will drive to the destination. Yes, because buses don't tend to go in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Egypt, to grandma and grandpa's house on the lake. I'm just saying. 487 people are killed in 4th of July car crashes each year. I'm sure, here we go, 196 people died in 2022 4th of July car crashes involving a drunk driver with a blood alcohol content of more than legal limit, 0.08 plus, which is actually down 8% from 2021. So people are at least either drinking so much they're getting so shit-faced they fucking fall asleep, or they're at least getting a little smarter. I'm more apt to lean towards the first one. That's me. 389 lives could be saved. Okay, now I just said that 487 people died in 4th of July car crashes each year. Okay? This one, 389 lives could be saved if people would wear seatbelts. So 3/4 of the motherfuckers who get absolutely smoked, or actually more like almost nearly 4/5. 4/5 of the people that get fucking smoked in car crashes aren't wearing seatbelts.
Bruh.
Dude, this is not something that like just came about in like the 50s or the 70s. You're like, oh, you got to wear your seatbelt, and so people wouldn't wear seatbelts because it wasn't. All the people who are probably doing this are probably like fucking millennial retards. You've had nothing but seatbelts in your life. Put the motherfucker on. And if you want to know the average cost of a DUI,
click it or ticket.
Drive sober, get pulled over, bitch. The average cost of a DUI is $10,000. And that's just for like the court, because you have to go to court if you get a DUI. Court fines, the fine of actually driving under the influence. But also it's way more than $10,000. Because most likely with every job you had, you just lost that.
Yep.
9 times out of 10. So unless you are in like a job of, I don't know, testing breathalyzers or something, you might still keep your job then. But other than that, I can't imagine what any other job you would keep if you got caught drinking and driving. So those are some stats for Independence Day. Dylan, what did you do for Independence Day? Did you set off some fireworks in Britain? No.
We did set off fireworks.
Ooh, kinky.
I was in where the Mount Pleasant area the entire time. So
okay.
Friday was not a good day for me. Friday was a bad day for me.
Why is that?
Because I decided to I didn't have Friday off. I had to go to work. I stayed in the Mount Pleasant area till 11:30. And then I fell asleep there and had to wake up at 3:30 because my sister was with me and I had to drop her ass off, get work clothes, get dressed, then put on deodorant, brush teeth, whatever. Then go to work, and I got to work at like 5:45 because I was like, damn, I need to, So I slept for 15 or so minutes, and then I had to go back to the Mount Pleasant area to get Brianna. And then we drove home at 11:30 at night.
Well, at least at that time you're going south. Everybody else is probably going north. Well, at 11:30 there's not many people on the road besides
there was no
besides your drunk drivers and deer. But that's a normal in
Michigan. Should have been a drunk driver because I swear to God I was like,
just fucking advertise. Just advertise that shit that you were hammered driving down the road, Dylan. Perfect.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't hammered. I said I should have been like a drunk driver.
Because
I was so fucking exhausted.
Yeah, Dylan's going down the road. I'm just gonna take a little nap. Hits the rumble strips. Go. Oop, go to a little bit to the left. And then, go.
No,
I literally,
I literally had to go stop at a car park and sleep for like a half hour because I was like, dude, if I fall asleep behind the wheel, it's gonna be bad news bears.
See, that's where it would be nice to have one of them self-driving cars. Like, hey man, car, I trust you enough to not fuck this up more than I would fuck this up. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a quick.
let me fucking sleep.
I'm gonna take a quick snooze. All right. And at least just give me a warning if you're gonna hit something. So I can at least see my life flash before my eyes.
It's like the soft little ringtone from Apple. Do 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 do. And then you crash into like a school or something.
Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard, that shit, the fucking second floor.
Do 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 do. But other than that, yeah, we got home safely. I did not hit anything or hit anybody. So
what was the record? 15 kids and 3 dogs?
About 150 kids and
ooh, damn.
37 dogs.
Nice. And about 16 backyards. Nice.
And a house. We took out a house too, so.
Nice. That's always fun.
No, but
it probably wasn't that house that one dude would buy because it wasn't a good craftsmanship.
Yeah, no shit. No, you see, I don't really like this house because there's a big ass hole in the middle of it. Yeah, that's called a window, you fucking idiot.
I don't like this house. For some reason, this whole wall is missing. I don't know what's up with that. And there seems to be a tow truck in the backyard. I don't know what's up with that either. And a lot of cop cars. What's going on with this house, man? Yeah, this isn't a good craftsmanship. Meanwhile, fucking Granny is hanging upside down from the chandelier, right? Because she fucking dropped her goddamn Depends or some shit. Driving down the road because she doesn't know how to fucking do anything more than walk and chew gum at the same time.
Oh my god.
So for my 4th of July, we went out to my grandparents and my mom's mom and dad out in West Michigan. And so I bring my dog Ruger out there, and they have a dog. They have a dog there. My grandparents have a dog. And they have a pretty big like deck. They live on a lake, and they have a pretty big deck around their good part of their backside of their house and the side of the house, right, facing the lake. And they have a rope tied around one of the spindles or whatever the fuck you want to call it, posts of the deck. So then they can just hook the dog up to the rope, and then he can go down and he can go into a pretty good portion of the yard down by the lake, so you can go to the bathroom and shit like that. But then he can also go on a good majority of the deck too. So, right, it's all perfect and stuff. Well, of course, we get there with fucking Ruger, and the two are losing their fucking minds, right? Because they play really well together, and they're like, oh, that's a friend. Oh, let's play. It's like, settle the fuck down, all right? I got like 16 things in my hands, all right? You're about to absolutely clothesline my shit here. Just give me 4 seconds, please.
Right.
Please. That's all I need. It's just let me put the shit down. So, of course, they're beat-bopping all over the place like a fucking crackhead. And my grandparents' dog, all of a sudden, I take Ruger down to the yard or whatever, and my grandparents' dog sees we're going down there, so of course he's like, he goes flying down there, right? Well, the rope got caught around a eyelet that was screwed into the side of the deck for, I don't know why, to hang something off of it. Well, it got caught around that, so the dog comes hauling ass down the deck, dude. And I've never seen a dog do a fucking 360 in the air after being yanked by the rope. That fucker got taught, right? Dude. And that dog was just like, wait, just yeeted fucking back, dude. I have no idea how he did not break his neck. It was so damn funny.
Shit,
it was so that dog was hauling ass, dude. He was going. And like I said, it was right when he was like in mid jump between steps when it fucking got tight. And so yeah, he did like a 360 in the air. It like landed and he looked up and he's like, what just happened?
Hey, yo, who did that to me?
Who stepped on my rope? Who's gonna get their fucking scrotum bit? God, that was so damn funny. Oh, that was great. And then my stupid ass dog. My dog, I swear to God, is retarded. And I say this because if you, like at our house, right, if you are outside, especially in the summertime, right, you always got to play with the fucking hose. Got to play with the garden hose. I don't know why, but water coming out of the garden hose is like the best thing ever. And we'll go, where spigot is, right? You'll go over there and he'll like watch you as you go up to turn the spigot, right? And if you fake turn the spigot, of course he'll like think you're turning it, so he'll turn around and he'll prance over to where the end of the hose, and he's looking at the end of the hose like, the fuck, there's no water coming out of here. He'll paw at it a couple times, be like, what the fuck, fucker? And then he'll go back to where you're over there, and then you'll turn it, and then you'll hear the noise of the water coming out, and then all of a sudden, he'll fucking haul ass over to the end of the hose. Fucking steaming hot water comes out of there because obviously the water's sitting in the hose, and the fucking hot ass sun gets like 6,000 degrees. Does it bother the dog? No, it's fine. Everything's great. So now we're having a fucking gay old time with the hose, right? We have like a little baby pool for him, so we're not absolutely making the backyard into like the Everglades. And he just loves to bite at the water. Loves to bite at the water. I don't know why. But the more noise the water makes, either hitting pavement or hitting other water, the more pissed off he gets. And the more upset he gets and has to bite the water. I don't get it. So, yeah, he loves to play with water, but he doesn't like to be wet. So try to do the math on that one. All right? He loves to play with water, but he doesn't like to be wet. Now, in his pool, like, his front paws will be in there, and that's fine. Obviously, his face is getting fucking soaked because he's biting the water, and he's not doing a good job of it. But if you try to get him wet, it's like, oh, no, he'll back up and shit, right? Like, no. I get wet on my terms, fucker. No. You try to get his back paws wet? No. You even try to spray his front paws that are in the fucking pool of water. You spray his paws with the hose? No, you can't get my shit wet.
No, you motherfucker.
Yeah, so we go out to the lake, right? And it was like 82, 83 degrees, but it was quite humid out there, and the sun wasn't out, thank God, or it would have been fucking miserable. And so my dog Ruger, he's a black and tan and red German Shepherd. He's getting fucking hot, right? Because it's hot out. It's humid.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, and so let's go play in the lake. All right, perfect. So what does he do? He just walks and prances and jumps through the water in the lake, which is all fine and stuff, running through, fucking taking big old gulps of water as he's running because he's, like, missing 3 brain cells. But will he go swimming in the lake? No, we won't do that. We'll just fucking hippity-hop around in the fucking shallows, getting our belly wet. But everything else, all the hot parts of my body, no, we're going to leave that still the temperature of the fucking sun. But everything else is nice and cool. So here I am, hot as shit. Here, let me go lay in the fucking sand and cool off. Oh, you know what? I'm all wet. Let me roll around in the motherfucking sand, become a giant sand flea, because I know my dad, i.e. me, loves fucking sand in his truck. Perfect. Thanks, dog. Appreciate that. This little bastard, I swear to Christ, literally hippity hops in the water, goes into the sand, lays down, sweet, and then rolls around in the fucking sand. Like, are you shitting me, man?
It's like, God damn it.
But of course, he only gets wet in his terms. So can you bring him in the lake to rinse him off? Oh, no. No, you can't do that. So he's fucking a sandy mess the rest of the day, basically. Awesome. Appreciate that, dog. I'm going to go drink one of these alcoholic beverages I got, which was the biggest mistake I made because I had a rough time finding alcoholic drinks that I like. Like, I like some beers like Blue Moon, Dos Equis, Coors Light, regular Coors, Budweiser, although I don't drink Budweiser anymore. I like those, but, like, I don't like beer that tastes like beer, right? And I'm okay with whiskey. I'm not a huge fan of it. You won't see me go to a bar and ask for, Jack on the Rocks or some shit like that. Probably not going to happen.
Pussy.
So, but on... Fuck you. I got a sound effect for that.
Oh, hey, fuck you.
So on the 4th of July, me and my mom went to the grocery store just to get some alcoholic beverages, right? And we're walking through the beer aisle, and at the end of the beer aisle, like an end cap, there was like some specialty like cocktails or whatever you want to call it, right? And one of them was a Jack Daniel's country cocktails.
Yeah.
And it was a Southern Peach. I was like, I like, if it's what I think, you think of the South, and like I asked Dylan this, what's the first thing you think of when you think of the South? You said sweet tea. Okay? I'm thinking of the South, peach tea. Okay, if it tastes like a peach tea, it might not be so bad. I like peach tea. So I got one of those. I only bought a 6-pack. And then we only brought 2 of those with us out to the lake for me. Because if I don't like it, then I'll fall back on these other 2 Coors Lights that I brought, right?
Yeah.
You might say, you only brought 4 drinks. Fucker, I drove out there and I had to drive home, okay? I wasn't going to get fucking hammered. those Jack Daniels Southern Peach Country Cocktails are absolutely fucking delicious, dude. They are they are so damn good. They are they are incredible.
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
They are awesome, dude. They are fantastic. They're only like 4.8% alcohol, so they're like a beer in the alcohol content.
Yeah.
So they only got like a splash of just Jack Daniels in them, but you can't taste the alcohol in them.
That's like
which is dangerous as fuck because then you don't know you're getting hammered.
That's like Smirnoff Ice. You're drinking one, drinking two, the next thing you know, you're fucking 10 deep, and you're like, I'm going to try this vodka, and then puke your brains out.
Yeah, because, you know, beer before liquor, never sicker, yeah.
Yeah.
But I only brought two, which was good, because they taste like a peach tea.
Oh, shit.
And, like, a really good peach tea. There's, like, a slight bite of Jack Daniels at the very end of it, but it's so small that you don't realize how much you're actually drinking. And so they are really fucking good. They have another flavor. I think it's our store here. They have like 4 flavors. But the store by my house, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yep.
They only had the peach, and they had some punch. I don't remember what it's called, like incest punch or some shit like that. I don't remember. And so I wanted to. So the other day when I went back to the store, I was like, I want to try the other flavor. Of course, that shit was gone, but there was 1 6-pack of the peach left. Okay, I'll get one of those. Went home, promptly drank about 5 in about a 30-minute span because they go down like fucking butter. And I was feeling really good after that. Let me just tell you.
Oh yeah.
Friday after that shit, I was feeling really good. But yeah, I wouldn't say. And the best part about it, like when I drink beer, and I'm sure you know this too, once you crack the seal, i.e., once you piss, after you drink beer, it's done. Like you might as well start a timer every 30 minutes. You're going to go in and you're going to pee. You're going to go in, you're going to every fucking 30 minutes, right? Dude, this shit doesn't make you pee. It's great. Love that shit, man. The more time I can be in the pool and not have to pee in the pool is awesome.
And I have to be in the pool. Well, like it's because alcohol. It's weird because you like feel like you're pissing all the time, but alcohol actually dehydrates you.
Yeah, because you're pissing out all the water in your body. But I think it's not necessarily alcohol. I think it's just beer. Because, like I said, I drank quite a few of these Jack Daniel things, and I didn't have to fucking go like through a lazy Susan of the fucking bathroom to go have a piss.
Oh, I did. I had Crown Vanilla and Wild Cherry Pepsi. Yeah, and
yeah, but that's because you also had it was a mixed drink though. You were actually drinking something else. You know, arguably you could call this a mixed drink, but I don't know what the fuck's in it because on the label it didn't have the ingredients. I'm sure on the 6-pack it does somewhere because I have
crack
to.
Cocaine, you know.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, no wonder it's fucking delicious. But yeah, if you find that shit, Dylan, because I know you're like me, you don't like beer that tastes like beer.
I fucking hate it.
Which is funny, then what's the point? Exactly. This, I think you would really like. I mean, they are really fucking good. Really good. They are expensive as all hell. Like, a 6-pack was like $11. And they're only 10-ounce bottles. Them cheap bastards are not even 12-ounce bottles. But, dude, it's one of the few alcoholic drinks that I could actually open up the bottle and take in one hit. And not, like, want to fucking gag.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's like Smirnoff Ice. Like, I was so worried that I was going to taste like fucking absolute ass. But, oh my God, they're so good. They are so good. You know, I there's some alcoholic drinks that I drink, and then I realize I'm like, this is why alcoholics exist. Okay. Because you're enjoying your drinks, and then, you know, you just feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're just sitting around like, ooh, everything's great. This is nice.
My problems are gone, even though in the morning I'm going to have more problems than what I started with, i.e. a headache and the same problems I started with.
I.e. a headache. Yeah, you're going to have more problems now. Now I have to worry about making a car payment and a mortgage. Now I got to worry about making a car payment, a mortgage, a headache, and my wife leaving me. Awesome. Everything's great.
Damn.
Everything's
Guess what?
great.
I know how to solve this. I'll drink some more.
Drink some more. Yeah, I felt better when I was hitting the sauce.
It's chocolate day today. Who would have guessed it?
Who fucking cares?
You're fat. I thought you would.
No, because it's probably dark chocolate, and dark chocolate's ass.
It's chocolate day. So it's all chocolate, you fucking
Well, as long
idiot.
as it's just like milk chocolate.
Let me say it again.
I like white chocolate,
but
too.
fucking slower. It's chocolate day.
Yeah, I get that. As long as it's just milk chocolate.
No, it's all chocolate. So it
But-
doesn't fucking matter what.
But I'm telling you, fuck dark chocolate. Just give me the milk chocolate.
Oh,
You're not hearing me, Dylan. I understand that it's chocolate day. I don't give a fuck about dark chocolate. I want the unhealthy chocolate. Give me the milk shit. All right, Dylan. What's your banger of the week?
banger of the week. I don't know, actually. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I have 3 fucking songs that I like at
Fucking
the moment.
God forbid we won't do this, for the
But
next 2 weeks.
You know what? I'll go with this one because I don't think we've actually done this. Running Through the Seventh with My Woadies by Suicide Boys and Poya.
I'm sorry?
I think that's his name.
What the fuck was the name of that song?
Running Through the Seventh with My Woadies. It's a rap song.
What the fuck's a woadie?
I don't fucking know. I just know it's a good song.
Yeah. Why don't you look that up to make sure we're not saying like some slur, like it's only
You know
like
what?
a half,
Yeah, let's-
like it's only like a half step from like the N word. And here we are. What's a woadie?
Woady.
Woadie, my guy.
Oh, another word for brother, friend, homie, sis.
Oh, okay, good. So we're
Woadie.
not saying some fucking half step away from the
Okay.
N word. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, us dumbass crackers don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Mine, in the spirit of 4th of July, is a singer who we lost last year in one Toby Keith, and that song is Red Solo Cup.
Okay.
Because it's not right to go to any type of party and not have a Red Solo Cup.
Guess I'm going to the wrong parties, so.
Yeah, well, the Red Solo Cup is a designated alcoholic beverage drink. I'm
Unless
just saying that right
drinking
now.
out of a bottle or
Well, but if you're making like mixed drinks, right?
yeah.
And you're outside, so you don't want glass. Red Solo Cup, designated alcohol beverage container.
Yep.
So, okay. So let me give an update on the dishwasher. And no, I'm not saying I got a girlfriend. So last week we had the dishwasher, or 2 weeks ago our dishwasher was starting to take a dump, and we were having a humming noise out of the dishwasher. Basically, the motor was starting to go like, "I'm going to retire. Hit that Social Security lotto, bitch." So we got a new dishwasher. We got a GE one from Home Depot. And initially, I don't know if I said this last week. Initially, we wanted to get a Bosch one because I know Bosch's make like some of the best fucking dishwashers on the planet, at least for the residential market.
Yeah.
And some of the quietest dishwashers. The problem is the Bosch's, the cheapest one was like $800, okay, which is probably average price for a dishwasher. The GE one, right? Regular price was like $898, but of course on Home Depot's website it's like, see, lower price in cart. Okay, what's it gonna be, like $4 off? Ooh. It was like, no, it was not $4 off. It was not $40 off. It was $450 off.
Damn.
God damn, where's the fucking buy button, motherfucker? So we got that in, right? So, and that's when, I remember saying this part, when Enrique and his 2 hoodlums came in and were fucking scared of Ruger. And so they didn't put the dishwasher in because they said that we had copper pipes to the dishwasher, which we didn't, because the last time we had a dishwasher in, the guy put in a metal or steel braided water line. We think they were just scared of the big ass fucking teddy bear of Ruger because he is of no guard dog of any sense, right? Like, if someone broke into the house, you gave him a treat, he'd help you move shit out. Okay, that's how much of a good guard dog he is. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Monday, because I had this week off, I was like, I'll put it in myself. Right? So I take the old one out. Of course, did I watch a YouTube video on it? Fuck no. I'll figure it out as I go. Right? Get about halfway through.
Go.
Get about halfway through. Maybe I should watch this YouTube video how to take out and put in a dishwasher. And how ours is set up is a little different. So you have the water line that comes through the floor, right? It doesn't come from the sink water line, like underneath the sink. And neither does it drain to the sink underneath the sink. It has its own drain line going to wherever the fuck it goes and its own water inlet line. And so that's what I think when the guys came in to install it from Home Depot, thought they saw the copper pipes and shit from underneath the sink. Are like, oh, it's hooked up by copper. Well, no, it's not actually. Those copper pipes don't do a fucking thing. So I get everything all hooked up, and the drain line goes through the floor into the basement above, basically damn near above me right now in the basement, and goes to wherever it is. And so there's a little hole in the floor, obviously, for the copper pipe to come through. And so I'm pulling off. Well, when I first disconnected the water inlet line, like a shitload of water came out that was still in the line. We did shut off the water. We're not that stupid. So, of course, we got like a fucking mini koi pond in the kitchen right now. And I'm trying to drain as much water I can out of the drain line. But no matter what you do, there's still going to be some water in the drain line, right? So I trying to pull off the drain line because we're going to put the new one on that they gave us. And some water comes out and shit, it's going right through the hole in the floor, right into my brother's computer desk. Oh, shit. So I quick put the drain line back on, grab a dish towel, put it around so at least if water came out, it would go into the dish towel, not through the hole, into the basement. Everything's fine there. Get everything all set up, hooked up for the new dishwasher. For the lines, right? Couldn't hook it up electrically because ours was, we didn't have a like 120 volt outlet in the back. You had to hook it up with the wire nuts through the cable through the floor. You know what I'm talking about, Dylan? Yeah. It was hardwired basically to the breaker because yes, and we did shut off the breaker because I didn't feel like having spiked up hair for the next 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm getting it right. I'm moving the dishwasher. I'm sliding it back in and shit and looking. I'm like, God, it's not fucking going square. And I think our cabinets are not super square to begin with, but like it will not fucking be square. What the fuck? I'm like trying to shift it and shit, move stuff. I'm like doing any and everything I can inside the opening to get it more square than what it was because it was more fucking angular than a fucking triangle, man. I'm like, what the hell?
More angular than a triangle.
So I'm like, fuck it. So I pull this thing out. I'm like looking and shit and oh, what's that around the fucking drain line? The dish towel still. I wonder if that's why I'm having fucking issues. I pulled the fucking dish towel out. Whoop, that baby slides right in. Looks pristine. Wow, I feel fucking stupid right now. Can't fucking remember that there's a dish towel there to stop from water going into the basement. But once you hook everything back up, take the fucking dish towel out from there, you stupid ass. Get everything all set up, right? And once we get everything all hooked up, before I put the kick plate on it, just to make sure that the water inlet line wasn't leaking and nothing was leaking back there, there was a rinse cycle on the dishwasher. We just ran a rinse cycle, enough for it to put water in there, slosh it around a little bit, and then cancel it so it can then suck and drain the water out. Everything looked great. Put the kick plate back on and shit, and we just ran like a small load just to make everything run and shit like that for like 3 or 4 hours or whatever the fuck it went for.
See if it works, yeah.
Correct. Exactly. Make sure everything works and nothing bad happens, You don't get back and it's like Homer Simpson making a bowl of cereal and the shit's on fire. Oh shit, I think I did something wrong. Start that shit doing and oh my God. That motherfucker is so quiet, man. Like you don't even hear. Now, like we basically ran, the first load we ran was basically like empty, had basically nothing in it.
Yeah.
All you could hear was just the water sloshing around inside that fucker, right? Because it had nothing to hit besides the tub. Nothing was slowing the water down. But you could hear it like when it would fill up water every once in a while. You would maybe hear it a little bit when it would drain water, but when it would spin the jet thing or whatever, the jet blade, you wouldn't hear that fucking do that. I mean, it was so damn quiet. It was almost like, is it even fucking on? What? I don't hear nothing. Is it running? Did I fuck something? No, it's not running. All right, cool, whatever. It is so quiet. It's great. You can have a conversation. I'll be like, so how was your day, honey? Oh, it was great. How much? It was fucking good. And meanwhile, the dishwasher's just like, going to fucking town.
Sounds like Jesus. A fucking, dishwasher airport.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently we live by exactly. We live by the Ford Airport. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that thumb bitch is so quiet. So, like, right now, we have a GE stove, natural gas stove, because that is the best stoves. I don't give a fuck who you are. Natural gas beats out electric all day, every day, twice on Sundays. a GE microwave, over-the-range microwave, and now a GE dishwasher. And we also have a GE washer, regular like clothes washer, and a GE dryer. So the only thing, major appliance-wise, inside the house that isn't GE now is the fucking refrigerator. So I was like, all right, well, you're 3 out of 4, man. You might as well buy the 4th one. Man's like, I'm not spending $3,000 on a fucking dishwasher. And I'm like, why? It looks like shit. You got 3 out of 4 stainless steel appliances. The last one is like some shitty-ass looking white.
Damn.
Oh, but I also looked, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, other major appliances that aren't GE is the water heater's not. I think it's a Bradford white. And then our furnace and our air conditioner aren't GE. And I'm like, well, I don't even know if GE makes air conditioners because I've never seen one. Son of a bitch, they do. Now, I've never seen one, so I know how good they are. Like around our area, West Michigan, Bryant or Carrier is probably or Lennox are probably the highest ratio of air conditioners around us. I don't know, Dylan, you would know more than me. But that's just my guess. And then furnaces, I have no fucking clue. Water heaters, I have no fucking clue either. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's maybe not do that. Let's go with maybe a brand that's really popular around here. I'm just thinking out loud here. But that's not my house, you know. And if I had my choice, I'd probably get one of the variable speed furnaces and air conditioners.
Gotcha. Right.
Right. Obviously not a single stage because a single stage is like pretty inefficient. I mean, they're efficient, but they're inefficient for when they need to run. Like on a day, say it's like 75 out, but it's really humid, and so you don't want to have the windows open. You don't need the fucking air conditioner to run full fucking balls out every half hour, right? Just to bring down the temperature of the house a little bit. But mostly you just need it to get the humidity out of the air. That's where a 2-stage would be nice, is for situations like that, because it would just mostly constantly run, or not constantly run. It would run every like 20 minutes, but only be at like half power, right? And it's just to get the humidity out of the air, where a variable speed would be nice because at something like that, it would run at like its lowest setting. And again, just to keep humidity out of the air. That's what I would do personally, but my dad's a cheap bastard. He's like, no, I'm going to go with the cheapest one here because they're already expensive up front. And I'm like, yeah, but because, you know, utility rates are only going to go down, Dad. Yeah, okay. They're only going to get cheaper, right? Yeah. And the last 5 years we've lived here, utility rates from consumers and the power-wise have done nothing but go up. What makes you think they're going to go fucking just spend the long dollar and buy something that's actually, I don't know, fucking efficient so you could save money on utility bills? No, we won't do that.
No, because that makes too much sense.
Yeah, that makes too much sense. So, but yep, the dishwasher's in. It works. Now we just got to figure out how to do the fridge. I'm kind of pissed that putting in a dishwasher is... Like, you would have thought we figured out a little bit simpler way to set these motherfuckers up. Right? Like, putting in a stove. I've put in a stove. That shit's easy. There's a shut-off valve for the gas. You shut the valve, right? You undo the gas line. You unplug it. You pull the old fucker out. You get you get the new fucker lined up. You put some plumber's tape around the line, around the fitting or the whatever the fuck. Screw it back on. Plug the bitch in. Open the gas line. Push the fucker back in. Everything's all hunky-dory. Now your house smells like for a week because of the manufacturing shit still left inside the oven.
Yay!
Yeah, but like even a microwave's easy as shit too, right? Now we had an over-the-range one, so we had to hang it up, right? But if you had like a floor, just fucking plug it in. A fridge is probably the same. You pull the fucker out and you unplug it. Dishwasher? No, you need to undo this fucking control panel, take these wire nuts off. Okay, now you can pull it out, undo this line. Oh, great, now you got a fucking koi pond in the fucking kitchen. All right, undo the drain line. Oh, nope, this one's copper, so now you got to fucking hire a plumber to change this from copper to steel. Why are we still running off of 1950s technology?
What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, come on. Seriously, let's get a little bit gooder way to do this shit, for Christ's sakes. So, but dishwasher's in. That's all that matters, and it's so fucking quiet, you almost don't even know it's running. And it's great. And it has a timer on there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and the GE one, I think the Bosch might have had it, but the GE one on the top rack, because the one we got is a 3-rack one, which the third rack is really nice for like spatulas and shit. But on the second rack, it has bottle jets. So say like you have a water bottle, a reusable water bottle that's like, you know, if you're like me and Dylan, you're not the fittest motherfuckers in the world, so you kind of got sausage fingers. You can't get your hand down in to clean it, right? Yep. So there's bottle jets on there, and you can put it over the bottle jet, and then once you turn on that setting, it'll, shoot water up in there to help clean it out and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice, because we have some Yetis and shit that are a little too thin for my fat ass fingers to fit down in. They clean out and stuff. So, but yeah, everything seems all hunky dory there. If you were to buy a dishwasher now, Dylan, because you used to be an appliance repairman,
Yep.
which one would you buy, and why?
Do I have a price limit or no?
No,
Okay.
like just regular. I know because you're going to probably say some fucking commercial bullshit or whatever, but for your average consumer,
Consumer,
the average American who's not going to spend probably more than $1,100 or $1,200 at the most, and $1,000 in your $1,000 range for a dishwasher, because that's what most decent ones are going for. It seems like.
Okay, Bosch, easy.
A Bosch one. That's what I would have thought is a Bosch.
Bosches are okay. So Bosches don't usually come with a bunch of problems, and when they do, they are super, 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 super simple to fix. Example, I literally had two. Out of the entire time that I was there, I only had two Bosches ever, and the first one was the lady wasn't pushing the right buttons. Like, she just wasn't. I'm like, this is what you got to do. It drains just fine. And she's like, oh, well, now I feel stupid. I'm like, don't worry. It's just, and she's like, because we just bought it. I'm like, oh, so you're just new to it. Not a big deal. Right?
So, like, she wasn't pushing the right button for it to drain the water?
Yeah, for whatever, like, they had a sequence on there or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like, or she was like, I tried canceling it. It just didn't cancel. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. So,
have you heard of this? This is where it'd be nice to be like, if you could be a little more confrontational, be like, this thing came with a thing called a fucking owner's manual that tells you how to operate it. Like,
well, she was super nice, and they lived in a rich area, so I don't feel bad for taking her money.
Taking her money, but at the same time, it's like, read the owner's manual. Holy shit!
But then, again, the same problem, wasn't draining. Except literally, it was because the door wasn't closing, and I was like, okay, maybe the seal's like off or something. Nope, there was just a screwdriver that was poking out, or a screw that was poking out, and I just tightened it down, and it drained right away. And I was like, yep.
So it detected that the door wasn't latched properly, and it was like, no. So that seems pretty simple. But okay, so like, what would be one that you would stay away from?
Whirlpool,
yeah, I'm the same. We had the washer we had before our GE one was a Whirlpool one, and that lasted about 3 years.
GE's okay. They're not bad. I personally would not get them. There's certain fridges and stuff that I'd get, other than, GE and stuff. But
right,
if I had to, yeah, I wouldn't mind GE. But
see, I made sure before we bought our dishwasher, the one we have was built in Louisville, Kentucky, or somewhere in that area, or Lexington, Kentucky, where GE has a big appliance manufacturing factory, whatever the fuck ever. Now, I'm sure like 90% of the parts are still from, I'm sure, yeah, GE appliances are no longer actually owned by GE. They sold it off to someone else, but they keep the name GE on it because brand recognition.
Right.
So, but like I said, ours was built in the U.S. Our dishwasher was. Now, like I said, I'm sure 90% of the parts were still for fucking China, but at least it was assembled in the U.S., and so it probably has a little bit more of a watchful eye on it than some sweatshop in Shanghai or some shit.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking about a very decent, dishwasher, and you're looking to spend a little money, Sub-Zero products. There's 3 of them. Sub-Zero fridges, obviously. Wolf stoves. And Dove dishwashers. So those I think they're a Swedish company, but they're really, really fucking good.
Okay, what did you say the dishwashers were called? Dove, like
yes.
Dove and like Dove Men soap?
Yes.
Dove dish. Oops.
Or is it, hang on. Let me make sure. Sub-Zero. I know you can just go to their Cove. It's Cove, not Dove.
Jesus Christ. Sub-Zero dishwasher. Yeah, those are like $2,000.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you had the long dollar, sure. But I'm saying for like your average American consumer is not going to spend $2,000 on a fucking dishwasher.
Exactly. But like, Jesus Christ, dude, a mini fridge is $3,000. Fuck me, dude. What the fuck? But like Sub-Zero, anything is well, just awesome.
Right. Well, they're
Not
also
$15,000 awesome. All right, not $15,000 fucking. Awesome.
Yeah, it would have to last a really long fucking time.
Oh, they do.
But I'm saying, right? Okay, if you're normal, if you have a $15,000 refrigerator from Sub-Zero, right? You could get a regular, I don't know, pretty middle of the road refrigerator for like $2,500 at Home Depot, right?
Yeah.
I could get 6 of them middle of the road ones for that one Sub-Zero one. That means that Sub-Zero one would have to last a fucking obscene amount of time. I mean, even if these $2,500 ones only last like 8 years, times 6, that's 50 years.
Let's just say, literally, there's we went to a house and it was a Sub-Zero fridge from 1975.
Well, you could, dude. My grandparents that we're gonna go to today still have a fridge from the 1980s.
I mean, granted, things were built different to last.
Yeah, they put
then,
they put a fucking like weed whacker motor in there for the compressor, right? It's totally fucking overkill, right? Now you got like LG and Samsung literally putting a hamster in a hamster wheel for the fucking compressor, right? Because it's efficient. Yeah, but it lasts like 3 years before it takes a dump, and then it's like $800 to replace.
But if we were to go through like just average brand for everything, dishwasher Bosch, of course. Fridge, they have issues, but Samsung is probably the best because they've had one consistent issue, which they're facing a lawsuit because of it. But their compressors last the longest. They don't really have issues until the ice maker.
Yeah, I was gonna say yours is the ice. Theirs is the ice maker right now. Yeah. Well, the problem is you're trying to have an ice maker in the fridge part of the fridge.
Well, it's not only that. It's, for whatever reason, just their ice maker part got too warm, so it would melt, and then obviously you get, like, we call it the Samsung Frostbeard, because that's every fucking time you go there, it's what happens. But if you're going to get a fridge, stay away from LG.
Yes.
I don't know if they fixed it yet, but they're also facing a similar kind of lawsuit.
Well, theirs was on the compressor.
Yes, where their compressor was failing before 5 years.
Yeah.
Like people got pissed because we went there and they just had their warranty expire and decided to call them out. And it's like,
perfect.
Oh, thanks. By the way, you're going to have to get a new fridge. I mean, there was one couple that wasn't too pissed. They were like, yeah, we kind of figured, so we're not too worried about it. But, yeah, we won't be buying Samsung again. And the reason...
Or LG, you mean?
Oh, yeah, sorry, LG. And the reason why is because they outsourced the work for the fridge. LG did not put it together. Somebody else did.
Shocking. Seems to be the name of the... Did they work for Boeing?
Yeah, no shit. But their washers, if you're gonna get a washer, LG washers are not too bad.
I would front load or top load.
I think front load.
Front load, okay.
Yeah, we have a top load LG washer, and it's not bad.
We have a top load GE, like I said, but because I know when front loads first started becoming a thing, the problem that they had is people would close the door and then the seal would get all mildewy and moldy and shit. It's like you got to leave the door open on it so it could breathe. You know, you can't. I mean, I know it's a pain because now you have a fucking door that's at knee level, but you got to. You're gonna have fucking musty mold and shit in your washer. I would hope they have kind of figured that out by now.
And listen, the thing to change that shit is hard as fuck to do.
To change out the door seal?
Yes, it is. Well, yeah, pain in the dick.
Well, yeah, because think about that. When they design the dish or the washer, they're probably not thinking, oh, we're going to have to replace the fucking door seal every 5 years. We should probably make it fairly simple to do. No, they're like, this should last way longer than the fucking washer should, right? Let's make it a pain in the fucking cock to put it in there.
Oh,
Make sure it doesn't leak.
It's not. It's a very simple thing to do. It's a pain in the ass because, so you have to take the front cover off, right, to get to the actual seal part. Like, where you have to take off the thing. There's a spring in there that you have to like poke out and then, grab like a pick or something and drag it around to pop that seal off. Take the thing out, line it up. Get it to where it's like all, nice and flush and doesn't look like it's going to fucking bend out of shape or anything. Then you have to retake that spring. You have to connect it up until, like, there's a little, like, it'll be straight, obviously, because you can't fucking, poke it up yet. You have to press up, like you're pushing down on a lever, and then push it back. And it's a fucking pain in the dick to do. Like, it's so hard to explain how to do it because I'm not actually doing it, but yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. Please keep your fucking door seals shit dry. So keep your doors open, crap.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, like I said, I know probably front loaders probably do the best for agitating because they don't need to spin back and forth. They can just tumble.
Well,
right?
okay.
And that does the agitation.
So here's the thing. If you get a top loader, and now nobody makes them anymore because they just don't, the best ones to get are the ones with the actual, like, agitator in the middle.
Yeah.
But nobody makes that anymore. It's like the flat disc or whatever it is now.
Well, it's just an empty tub. And then it goes back and forth, right? And that's how it agitates. Where before it would spin, but then the agitator would spin the other way, and that's how it would agitate.
Yeah.
Like I said, a front loader, it could just tumble, and that's how and that's how it agitates. It's just tumbling like a dryer.
So you have, God damn it, dishwashers Bosch, fridges Samsung, washers and dryers too. Obviously, if you're going to get a set, LG. I think Samsung also is good, just because they're pretty similar in how they design their shit.
I would think a dryer should last pretty long because it's very simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to fuck up a dryer because, I mean, like the dryer we had before we had the one we have now lasted 20 years. And eventually just the motor started leaking grease out. And so it's fucked, right?
You could, get a prick of a customer. Even though he wasn't really a prick, he just fucking said something that really pissed me off. And I wanted to fuck his shit up so bad.
So then he's the functional idiot certified part-time prick.
Yeah, part-time prick.
He's just a part-time prick.
I go there, right? And he had an LG dryer. And literally all I had to do was change the so the dryer wheel is set on 3 bearing wheels in the back. Like, think of a skateboard wheel, pretty much.
Yeah.
Set in the back, and then they have a belt going around it that keeps tension on it, so it pretty much stays off of a different wheel that holds the belt tension. So I get back there, right, and I mean it is a cramped fucking laundry room. A, B. This dude has a counter on top of it. Like, on top of the washer and dryer. Like, it's obviously not actually on top of it, but...
Oh,
and this dude is like 6'4". I mean, this dude's a fucking giant. Right? This motherfucker goes... Okay, my coworker John at the time. A smaller guy, shorter than I am. And obviously he's smaller. And I go there and he's like, well,
I need you.
Yeah, this dude goes, well, I didn't know we'd have somebody that was physically challenged. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to kick your balls in your throat. How about that?
I would have fucking taken a hammer, punched a hole in the side of the fucking dryer, and be like, "The shit's fucked, and I'm not fixing it for you," and then leave. I'd have been so fucking pissed if he would have said that. Like, fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm a bigger dude, but it's not that I'm not fit. I'm not fit. But it was funny because I remember Jordan saying this where he's like, well, actually, I'm not Big Jordan, not the guest we had, different one. But he was like, yeah, I'm 250 pounds of muscle. And I'm like, yeah, all right, man, boobs, calm down. I am actually, like, I'm not saying I'm mostly muscle because I do have fat on me. I'm not saying I don't. But I'm a decently muscular guy. I'm short and stocky. There you go. But,
Same.
So I was like, that kind of fucking pissed me off. I was like, you know what? Fuck you, asshole. And it took me almost 4 hours to do this job. And I'm like, yeah, you can eat my ass. Fuck you.
Charge by the hour. Fuck him.
I wanted to so bad. Oh, it took us 4 hours. Well, does it usually take that long? No, but it's a pain in the ass when you got a fucking owner that's breathing on your neck going, I didn't know we had somebody that was physically challenged. So listen to those people out there, okay? Listen. Don't be an asshole to your service people, all right? Just because you got Jabba the Hutt walking into the door doesn't mean you can be a dick. Oh, and please, for the love of God, if you're fucking gonna call somebody to service your shit, make sure your home is decent, at least. Okay, I walked into a house and I thought I was gonna have an asthma attack because of all the dog fucking hair that was everywhere. The walls. We went to the fucking his washer was fucking up, right? We literally didn't want to go back. Like, we were like, yeah, just get a new dryer. And he's like, well, if you can fix it, that'd be great. They're like, well, we can fix it. All we have to do is change the door latch. But on a dryer, by the way. It was a dryer. We opened that bitch, and it was fire hazard city, dude. I mean, there was dog hair, dust everywhere. We looked in the back, dude, covered in dust. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it was me and John that was there. And, of course, I'm the newest guy, so I got stuck with fucking vacuuming everything. So, but,
yeah, it's...
please, fucking A. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to where there's not, like, I'm going to die or something.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to the biggest political news story from this past week, which is the Supreme Court case on presidential immunity. Now, I'm sure, Dylan, you've seen something about this.
I have.
Okay. I don't know what your opinion is on it, because I haven't asked you yet. Okay. Now, the Supreme Court, the case in front of them was whether or not the president had immunity on stuff, right? And it was... I've dumbed it down a lot right there, but basically it fell down to if the president has immunity on things. And it went down party lines in the Supreme Court, 6-3, that yes, the president has immunity on stuff, on, a pretty broad amount of things, right? He's the fucking president. He's the only one that can see anything classified if he wants to, right? He carries around the football, which has the nuclear fucking codes in it, right? Pretty sure he can see some shit. All right. Now, the problem that the lot of the liberals had was, so now you're just saying the president could, let's see here, hire some Navy SEALs to kill political rivals. Whoa, we're going full scorched earth, aren't we? No, we're just saying he has immunity on certain things, but you guys need to figure out by yourselves what those are, right? What does he have immunity on? There's nothing that lists like, yep, the president has immunity on X, Y, and Z, but if he goes and steps on an ant, no, we're gonna fucking prosecute his ass for first-degree murder. But he can reveal it, but you can't step on an ant. What? No, it's a little silly. The problem is, I think a lot of the people thought that this was all about the immunity, because obviously Trump's being prosecuted for the classified documents thing that was at his home in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And so everybody thought that it was all about this, whether or not the Supreme Court was deciding whether Trump had immunity on this stuff. No. The case was about whether the president overall has immunity, which he does. So why this was even a case, I don't know, because all the Supreme Court did was confirm what everybody should have already known in the first place.
And then it doesn't matter who's president either.
Yeah.
You do have
what the
Supreme immunity.
Right. Let me see if I can find. Then the justices sent the case back to the lower courts to determine if the acts at the center of the Trump case were official. There you go. There's the difference. They didn't decide whether or not Trump has immunity on what he did. They're just saying, yes, the president has immunity on certain things. Now, you guys, i.e. the lower courts and the government, need to go figure out what he did should be classified under immunity or not.
Yeah,
we're saying is that, yes, he does on certain things, but you need to figure out what those certain things are.
The Supreme Court did not dismiss the indictment.
The indictment.
Sorry.
Indictment. Is it the same thing as
illegally schemed to cling power to power after he lost to President Joe Biden? That it didn't dismiss that. It just said, yeah, he just has immunity.
Yeah. So fucking Justice Sotomayor, who is, oh my God, she could not rub two brain cells together if she tried. Said the president she was obviously in the dissenting opinion. The president of the United States is the most powerful person in the country and possibly the world. He's actually not, but okay, whatever. When he uses his official powers in any way, under the majority's reasoning, he will now be insulated from criminal prosecution. Say he orders the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival. Immune. Organize a military coup to hold on to power. Immune. Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon. Immune. Whoa. Where the fuck are you getting this shit from? We did not say that in any way. My God, if he went and fucking killed a motherfucker, yeah, I don't think he'd get presidential immunity. This isn't like,
Listen, if you commit a crime, just because you're president doesn't mean shit. Guess what? You're still going to get charged with the crime. You don't have immunity.
The thing you have immunity on is basically classified documents because you're the fucking president, right? You have leeways on certain things. But yeah, I think first-degree murder, you don't have any leeway on that one.
And here's another thing.
Just thinking out loud.
Oh, fuck, I was going to... Oh, yeah. The president can't pardon themselves. They literally can't. Richard Nixon could not pardon himself.
Well,
the president after, Gerald R. Ford, pardoned him. But I don't think a president can pardon himself.
I don't know because it's not spelt out whether he can or not. I mean, if a president were to try doing that, I'm sure it would end up at the Supreme Court, and they would have to decide if the president can pardon himself. But I don't think, because this all came about after the 2020 election and in the January 6th thing of whether or not President Trump could pardon himself from shit like that. And they were all worried about, oh, he's going to pardon himself. Oh, my God, it's a fucking dictatorship and stuff. It's a dictatorship where people still voted for the next pudding brains to be in office. But it's a dictatorship. Okay. Whatever. I don't know. I think the problem, and this goes back to even during COVID. In my opinion, this decision right here should have been 9-0. Should have been 9-0. Yes, the president has immunity on certain things. What those certain things are, you guys need to figure that out for yourselves, because that wasn't the case that was brought to us. What was brought to us is whether he not has presidential immunity, which he does. That's of course he fucking does. Why wouldn't he? Right? Anybody who works in Congress has certain immunities on certain things because of what they deal with day in and day out, right?
Now, if they're talking about after they've after they've done their term or whatever, then no.
No, but this was whether or not a president
they're-
has immunity. Like, a sitting president has immunity. Yes, he does. For certain things, yes, he does. Going and shooting a motherfucker? No, he doesn't have immunity. He should be charged to the fullest extent of the law. For other presidential duties and stuff that would be illegal for a normal citizen? Yes, because he's the president. Of course, motherfucker. It's like this should have been 9-0. Okay? It should have been 9-0.
So it doesn't come out right and say
whether a president can pardon himself.
These pardons would violate the president's duty to faithfully execute the law as prescribed by the Constitution's Take Care Clause and Oath Clause, both of which bind the president to exercise his powers in a way that serve the public's interest and not for self-dealing, self-protection, or other bad faith personal reasons. Such pardons would also run afoul of the power's purpose as articulated by federal courts to further the public welfare. So
basically what you're saying is that it would be unethical to do that, but it might not necessarily be illegal unless there is a decision probably by the Supreme Court on it. I'm not saying my opinion. I'm just saying that basically it's saying that it would be unethical for a president to do that because it would go against his moral duties of the oath he took when he took office.
Yes.
However,
if a president ever did that, they're a piece of shit president and shouldn't be voted in again.
Right.
Because they're just thinking about themselves.
Right. Compare it to somebody who cheats on their spouse, right? It's not illegal to cheat on someone, but it is unethical.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It would be unethical to do it, but at least right
illegal.
now, well, it could. We don't know. There's never been a decision on it, right? Because it's never been brought up. It's never. It would have, like I said, that's something that would go to the Supreme Court. But as of right now, it sounds like it's unethical, but not illegal.
Like that's the whole reason why checks and balances exist. If we were to break it down, the Supreme Court actually has quite a bit of power.
Yeah, it has the most. It would arguably has the most power.
Yeah.
Right. The president actually has the least amount of power. He can't write bills. You know, the most he can do is
approve or deny
veto.
It.
Yeah, and then he could still get overridden on a veto.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there are certain things that I don't think the founders foresaw in like certain policies that can work around Congress. Like I think last year this went to the Supreme Court. Like the EPA cannot just write wide sweeping policies on certain shit. Like that, like for major stuff like that, it should probably be going through Congress, right?
Yeah.
For major. Now I'm not saying get all coal plants back going, just fucking dump a bunch of shit in the atmosphere. I'm not saying that, but to constantly change it all the fucking time, maybe that should just be through Congress, considering how much power is important to an American way of life. Maybe that should be an act of Congress rather than just be some unelected bureaucrats in Washington arbitrarily writing this shit that have never worked in the power grid a day in their life, but they just think something's a good idea, so they write it in.
And now you're slowly starting to realize how our government actually works.
Well, yeah, a government runs.
It's easier to push your agenda, whatever party you are affiliated with,
right?
To make little programs and be like, oh, it's gonna help the the environment. No, because
no, all it's helping is your back pocket, right? Because you're invested in XYZ solar company.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, the government is ran by unelected bureaucrats, and that's and if you don't believe that, you're just incompetent. You're just ignorant. That's what I was looking for.
Let's get into.
You're just ignorant. No, you're just ignorant.
Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Colton, who you voting for? No, I'm playing.
If you don't know by this point, you're kind of stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know how if you take it because I don't know how RFK Jr. is going to do. If he's even going to be on the ballot, I don't because you have to reach you don't have to reach a certain threshold. But I don't know how well he's going to do.
He's going to be on the ballot.
Okay, but he's not going to win. That's no secret. He's not going to win. So you might as well just fucking brush him aside. Okay, so it's basically between the Trumpster and Biden. I don't know how anybody in their right mind, after just seeing the debate last week, could vote for Biden.
I watched a little bit of the debate, and I was kind of frustrated because I don't think either one of them were answering questions.
No, well,
They were
that's
just
that's
having
just
a
how
pissing match with each other.
but that's how presidential
God.
that's how debates are now. They don't answer questions. It's who can dance around it the best. But just from a cognitive standpoint, I don't know how anybody could vote for Biden.
Well, I thought it was funny.
My man couldn't even fucking answer or even say something without, and then like go off and talk about fucking something that was talked about an hour ago. Like, Joe, we're done talking about that shit. You beat Medicaid? What? No, that's still a.
That was funny.
What do you mean you beat Medicaid? That's no longer a thing. Why am I still being taxed for it then? What the fuck?
I thought it was funny though when Trump was like, I took 2 cognitive tests and I aced both of them. You don't ace those tests. You just do good.
Wow,
That's it. Like, yeah, my brain is in working order. Oh, good, great, good to know, because our fucking president sure is not. So
yeah, I'm just saying, if you go from just a cognitive standpoint, I'm not going off of policies or anything. Just if you take the 2 guys and you just get like sound clips from them and how one talks and how the other talks, I don't know how you could vote for Biden. I don't know. I mean, unless you're all about his policies, more power to you then. But if you're an independent, right, you don't know who to vote for, man.
Let's just say I know who I'm voting for. I just listen. I fucking can't. I literally fucking can't. I watched that debate, and the fact that we ended on who has a better golf game, I was like, we're fucked. We are fucked either way. Why are we talking about fucking golf?
I think that's what we need. We need to have
fucking
We need to have a live television event of these 2 golfing. That's what we need to do. We need to shake up these presidential debates, right? Have them fucking on a golf course.
Questions because you guys aren't going to answer them anyways.
Right.
Whoever does better on the golf course wins.
Right. And then go golfing, and then you just fucking throw these questions as they're golfing, right? It's like, all right, President Biden, since he's president right now, what is, while Mr. Trump comes up here to set up his shot on the 18 or on this par 3 on the 4th hole, how would you help combat the problem we have with illegal immigration? He'd say some bullshit
get
or whatever.
Ice cream and then I'd
smell all their hair
and then I'd beat COVID.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with what.
And then after we beat COVID, we're gonna touch all my leg hair and beat Medicaid. And all the people are like, "What Medicaid? So I no longer have insurance now? What the fuck just happened?"
See, we can do it the other way too, because I saw like what Trump was talking about, and like so. Trump, how would ask former president?
All right,
how would you?
President Trump, hold on. All right, for President Donald Trump, as Joe Biden sets up here on the women's tee on this par 3 on hole 4, what would you do?
As he sets up in the parking lot because he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, right. No, Joe. No, don't aim. Those are people's houses. Don't aim that way. No. What would you do to? Oh, Jesus Christ, Joe! What are you doing? That's the wrong way. We've already done hole 3. Don't go that way. What would you do to combat illegal immigration?
And he would go ahead and go, well, all I know is that we do it better. We always done it better. Actually, we had the lowest rate in when I was president. Like, he didn't actually explain any of it. He just said that he was better. God damn it. This is what trust me. When I complain about this type of shit, right? Okay, I'm glad to be like I'm glad I do live in America because it'd be better than a third world country,
where we could actually complain about it and not be shot.
Exactly. But Jesus Christ, I literally am just like, we're fucked. We are so fucked.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, I will.
Yeah, you're telling me.
I'll say right now, I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump. Okay, And that's not because I like him.
Great,
it's not
now we're
because I
going to
don't
get canceled.
No, it's not because I'm saying I like him or that I don't like Biden. Just away from that, I don't like the policies that Biden has. If I strictly go from a policy standpoint, I don't like the current policies that are in place. I like the policies that were in place 4 years ago better. Not saying all the policies were perfect, that I agreed with everything. But in my opinion, they were a lot better than what we got now. All right? Now, if I had to choose, I would have rather had Ron DeSantis run as the presidential candidate for president for the Republicans, right? I know I fucking fucked that up saying that, okay? I'd rather have had him than Trump. Because I really like Ron DeSantis. I mean, if you see what he's done in Florida, pretty bang up job if you ask me. Not saying everything he's done has been perfect.
Yeah, I heard he's kind of crazy, but something that was just brought a tear to my eye. A tear of joy, by the way. Not. He made the death penalty available for kitty diddlers, and I was like, you know what? Beautiful, just fucking beautiful.
Like a lot of the stuff that he's done, I don't know how you could argue against. You know what I mean? Who in their right mind would be like, no, we shouldn't kill fucking people who rape children? Then what should we be doing with them?
Giving them back massages?
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay to be different, attracted to children. No!
If you keep doing this, you might even become president. What are we doing here?
No, but, yeah, I'm either voting for Chase Oliver or
Who?
RFK Jr. Exactly. Libertarian Party person or RFK Jr. And I'll give you a reason why. I think RFK Jr. is a lot like Bernie Sanders in the sense that the only reason why they have a D or R next to their name is because they had to in order to give them.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say he's a lot like Bernie Sanders and the stuff that he's believed. I'd be like, Dylan, I'm going to have to disown you as one of my friends.
But RFK Jr. said it perfectly. He's like, the system we have now, Democrats and Republicans, are just a two-headed monster.
Yeah, it is.
So they're the exact same, except they have two heads. So they're not really that different to each other. They may show that they're different to each other, but they're really fucking not.
They're the only thing they're different in is some of their beliefs, but in how they operate, it's the same.
Exact same fucking thing.
Why do I say that? Okay, if they truly were different, whoever wins this next election would come in, and everybody who worked for the government would all get pink slips, right? And everybody would be fired. And we'd start the hiring process back over. Okay, but it doesn't. Nothing changes. Nothing of the unelected bureaucrats. None of that changes. It's all the same. It's still all the same. Whoever is the head of the department changes because obviously the president gets to choose who his cabinet members are. But most of the people below that, they still have jobs. In fact, there's more jobs because we have a government that is too fucking large. We need smaller government. What I would give credit to RFK Jr. is that he does it. He's one of the few Democrats, although it's coming out now since the debate. He was one of the few Democrats that was calling out Biden like this. He is not fit to run. He's not. Right. And he was also calling out what we did during COVID when it came to masks and shit was stupid. One of the very few Democrats to say that. Very few. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying of people wearing cloth masks, wearing literally fucking bed sheets as masks was stupid. That was so asinine. It did nothing. In fact, it probably did more harm than good because now people were breathing in their own snot all fucking day long when they sneezed into it. That probably, it's so... Now, what RFK Jr. says about stuff we need to do for the environment and going all electric and stuff, I'm like, slow the fuck down, dude. Slow down. We cannot do this right now. Not going to happen. Not even by 2050 we can go fully electric, because first of all, the electric technology in cars is not there. It's not there yet. Okay? It's not there. Will it ever be there? Could. Is it though? No, it's not. Okay? First of all, but let's even back it up farther. Our fucking electrical grid can barely handle it now. And now you're going to have a shitload, hundreds of millions of cars plugged into the grid charging? Good fucking luck. We're going to have so much investment into the power grid. It's ridiculous. Okay?
And like we have said multiple times, Colton, me and you should run for president.
No, we shouldn't.
But we have said it multiple times where best way to fix all those issues is to go nuclear. If you're going to take the time and money and invest in the power grid, do it where it fucking matters.
Where you actually can have a large return. You know
a
what I
large
mean?
return, and guess what? It'll eventually pay itself off.
Yeah, the difference is, now I saw a really good video on YouTube. It was of why wind energy doesn't work. And it basically went into that the problem that wind turbines have is that, well, first of all, they're affected by the wind. If you don't have wind, they ain't spinning, right? That's problem number one. Same thing with solar. That's the major problem. You know, nuclear, gas-powered, coal-fired power plants, oil, they don't care what the fuck the weather's doing outside, right? They don't care, right?
Exactly.
Unless it's Texas and they forgot to put fucking seals around the door and everything freezes. But up here in Michigan, the Campbell plant that's over in Port Sheldon, Michigan, along Lake Michigan, when it went down to -10 a few years ago, guess what? No problem. Fucking pull out the BTUs, motherfucker, right? But the problem with wind is that, okay, that you obviously can't, to spin a generator to produce the 60 hertz of power, you need to spin it at about 1800 RPM, right, to produce your 60 hertz of power. Because that's what the U.S. power grid's at.
Right.
Well, obviously you can't have a wind turbine spinning at 1800 RPM, right? That thing would blow the fuck up in like 4 seconds, right? That's not going to happen. So to do that,
they start taking off.
Yeah, exactly. To do that, you have to put it through a bunch of transmissions to, you know, like in your car, right? Same idea. You know, that way when you're going down the highway at 80 miles an hour, your car's not turning 10,000 RPM. It's turning like 1800, right? Well, the problem is, okay, think of how much torque is behind these big-ass fiberglass blades spinning through the air. Okay? And it'll also go through through a shaft into the transmission. That's a beefy-ass transmission, right? And they don't last more. They only last about 7 years, and they're a giant pain in the ass to replace. Now there is another. I think GE actually created it. There's a direct drive generator that they built, where it's just a single shaft from the fan blades to the generator, but inside there's a shitload more magnets to create this 60 hertz of power. And if you see the case that's behind the fan blade or the blades, dude, the turbines, it's massive because you need a shitload more room for these 60 magnets to produce your, or it might have been 30 magnets, whatever it was, all these magnets to produce your 60 hertz of power. And it's not really talked about right now, but for the cost of setting up a wind turbine, they have a lifespan of about 30 years. Dylan, guess how long it takes to pay off one wind turbine?
50. 50 years.
It's not 50 years. It's 28 years. It's about 28 years. So for the first 28 years of operation, you're just working to pay off the wind turbine. And then the last two, if everything went great, no maintenance issues, you might start making money on it, but you're not going to make enough money to then replace said wind turbine. So you're overall at a net loss the whole time. Because wind turbines are expensive as fuck. Oh, and do we know how to recycle those fiberglass blades? No, not right now. We haven't figured that out yet. So we have all these fiberglass blades that can only last, at best, 30 years. And we have no way to recycle them right now. Sweet. Good for the environment. Wins the way. Where, say, nuclear, or even a coal power plant, okay, yeah, it's a shitload, especially nuclear, is a shitload investment up front. But that's for entirely different reasons right now. But those can last 50, 60, 70, probably maybe even 80 years now with the current technology in reactors right now. 80 years. Seems like a long time, right? And nuclear reactors can constantly put out 1,000 megawatts, hours of power or 1,000 megawatts of power, right? Or 1,200, 15, or 2,000, depending on how many reactors and how big the reactors are, right? Wind's not blowing. Well, I guess you're not running the AC today. Sun's not out. You want heat? Too bad. Sun's not out today, which would be a real problem in Michigan in the wintertime, let me tell you. When the sun's only out for about 3 minutes for the whole season, for the whole 3 months of winter. We've beat this horse to death about nuclear power. It just needs to investment in the way that France did it. Get a design that's generalized, and then just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's not that hard. France did it, and they did it quite successfully. At a point, like 80% of their power is from nuclear. And did they ever have a meltdown like Chernobyl? No, I don't believe they did. All right? And you know the other reason why I say that nuclear power is really safe? Dylan, when was the last time you heard of a nuclear meltdown on one of our aircraft carriers or submarines?
I don't even know.
Make my point exactly. It's never happened. All right? I think we have that shit figured out by now. Okay? I'm just saying. I think we have it figured out.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
it doesn't fit the agenda of a certain political party to do nuclear power over wind and solar. That's what it comes down to. So, all right, let's get away from this. Before we do our news segment, Dylan, what is your facts of the week?
Factoids of the week. Obviously, as you know, we've been doing the 50 facts about the 50 states of America. Last week, we did... fuck off. Every time I reopen this goddamn thing, you want to join this? No, I don't want to join you, you fuckers. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me, sorry. We did Nebraska and Nevada.
Nebraska.
This week we have New Hampshire.
No, you said it right the first time.
And New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Hampshire. The state's license plates bearing the slogan "Live Free or Die" are made by prison inmates.
Yep.
Hold on. Sorry, I had another sneeze.
Jesus. I think most license plates, well, they were. I don't know if they still are. I know for a time there, a lot of license plates in most states were made by prison inmates. Because they're fairly simple to make. It's just you're just stamping metal with some numbers and letters on it. Just you know. But yeah, that's funny that it says "Live Free or Die." Hey, yo, Felicity Huffman, make this for me.
So, New Jersey. When it comes to the Garden State, remember two things: horses and divorces. New Jersey has more horses per square mile than any other state, including Kentucky, and the lowest divorce rate in the country. Okay,
really?
I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be the other way around.
The highest, yeah.
Yeah. They had us in the first half. Not going to lie. All right. That's of all places. I would have not thought New Jersey would have the lowest divorce rate. I would have thought it would probably be like a Midwestern or a Southern state.
See, if you really think about it, they're so fucking crazy that they're not going to find any other crazy people.
Yeah, crazy likes crazy, so yeah, it's true. Right, I guess that's fair. So, okay, we're going to go on to a news segment that's called Stupidler's List, which is a play on words of Schindler's List.
I don't know if I did it right.
And what it basically is we come up with whatever category we have, we come up with 5 things. And of what we believe, right? And it could be stupid, could be accurate, whatever. And we will probably rail each other's asses over what we chose. So that's why it's Stupidler's List. And for this week, in the spirit of 4th of July, we did the most American things ever. So to us, what is the most American thing when you think of America? First thing that pops to your head, right? So I will list off my 5 first, right? So number 5 for the most American things ever to me is football or the NFL, right? You think of American sports, first thing that comes to your mind, the NFL, right? It's football, not football with soccer. No, soccer's a pansy ass sport. Football, American sport. even though it's created in Canada. Regardless, American sport. Number 4, most American things ever. And I know this was actually created in Germany, but again, we eat 150 million of them every 4th of July, and that's hot dogs. All right? You think of a grill, the outdoor backyard, yeah, with hydrogen and water and pizza and dough, or bread and dough, yeah. You think of an outdoor in the backyard, a grill out or something, it's either burgers and hot dogs, you know? Hot dogs, American as hell. Number 3 for most American things ever, tipping. Supremely American is tipping. Tipping is basically frowned upon if you're outside of the U.S., right? And maybe Canada. But yeah, like you go on a trip to Europe, you do not tip because it's considered like a backhanded compliment, basically. Like, here, you did a good job. Here's money for being poor. Help yourself out a little bit.
Oh, shit. Oh, you did a great job, but here, you're poor.
You smell like Pigpen from fucking Charlie Brown here. Number 2 on most American things ever, and Joe Diffie would be proud of this, is pickup trucks. Pickup trucks are supremely American in the sense that they aren't really a massive thing outside of the U.S., right? Big ass fuck. I mean, the most popular vehicle in the U.S. every year is the Ford F-150s, or a pickup truck, you know, and they are the highest selling vehicles, pickup trucks overall in the U.S. Now, before I get to my number 1, I got some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is pornography.
Okay.
You know, it seems pretty prevalent in American society. You know, Playboy and Hustler has entered the chat. Number 2 is Dylan's personal fit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. It's not. It's mass shootings. We seem to be pretty good at that.
Okay, good. I don't feel as bad because. Okay, go ahead.
Number 3 is obesity for an honorable mention as being one of the most obese, fat ass motherfucking countries. Got more fucking dams in the country in the world. Another honorable mention. I have more honorable mentions in the top 5. All right. Honorable mention is plastic surgery and more in a sense boob jobs. That's pretty American, right? Especially if you live in California. Another one is Hooters, the restaurant chain, which just closed 44 stores, unfortunately. Oh, that's sad day. Another honorable mention, unsurprisingly, Florida Man.
Oh, dude, honestly.
I mean, how could you not think Florida Man when you think America? Honestly. And my last honorable mention I have on here is a lift kitted Prius, because no else in the world would you see a fucking Prius with a lift kit other than in South Carolina.
Dude. Okay, so
I still have my number 1.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
My
Sorry.
number 1 most American thing ever. The first thing you think of when I think of America, McDonald's.
Holy shit, yeah, you're not wrong, dude. Holy fuck. Yeah,
So that
food
is
in general, bad food in general, like not disgusting, just like
you know, people. The other day when we were at my grandparents, I was eating something. My grandfather was like, "Hey, that's not good for you." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's why it tastes good." So to recap, my top 5 were number 5 was the football / the NFL. Number 4 was wieners. I mean hot dogs. Number 3 was tipping, and not just the tip. 2 was pickup trucks, and number 1 was McDonald's, Mickey Donald's. Oh, all right, Dylan. What is the most American things to you?
Okay, the most American things to me, I think, would have to be number 5, probably like our independence. Like everybody's talking about, like, yeah, we beat them British fucks. Thank God we ain't got no beans with toast. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a spot of tea?
Number
It's
4
Tuesday,
is
isn't it?
4th of July, just because everybody
That's
goes
the
out.
same fucking thing, Dylan.
I know. It's the same,
You
but
suck
it's
at
different.
this.
But it's different because
not.
it's the way we celebrate it. It's the way we celebrate it.
Yes, because fireworks are never used any other time of the year.
No. I mean, like, our independence obviously is like we're independent, right, from Great Britain. But 4th of July is like the biggest fuck you, like, because, you know, we light up the sky, and we're just like, yeah, fuck you with either bombs or something, you know. Number 3 is our military. Jesus Christ, like, and like we are huge on military.
Really? What makes you say that? Not the fact that it takes up a quarter of the annual budget every year?
What makes you say that? I don't know. Maybe we have like the biggest fucking military there is.
We spend the most on it by a large margin.
Number 2, I think, wrapping around to like your hot dogs thing, I think we just do barbecue in general.
Finally, Dylan getting some fucking sense into him rather than just doing some generic ass shit.
Fuck you. Eat my ass, okay?
Oh, what's American? Freedom.
Freedom, America. Fuck yeah.
Jesus Christ, Dylan, why don't you just tell me what color the sky is?
And then for number 1,
You got no honorable mentions?
no.
Oh, you're a whore.
I mean, college football.
There's an honorable mentions. Prostitution.
Honorable mentions, child trafficking.
Oh yeah, we're pretty good. No, that's the Mexicans.
No, the Mexicans are drugs. Mexicans are
Child trafficking. And child trafficking. All trafficking. They're really good at. All right, we're good at sitting traffic. They're good at doing it. All right.
And then the most American thing, I think, is just, I guess to sum it up, can't really say that because I said it 3 times already. So, just our autism.
Okay.
Yeah, just everything. I guess our rebel side. I guess no. Wait. Not during the Civil War. Not during the Civil War. But like, we're pretty fucking headstrong on shit. Stupid shit, nonetheless.
We stand our ground.
Hey, let's make this minivan have a V8 engine. Cause fuck you.
Cause fuck it. That's why.
So
your number 1 was basically we're really good at picking a hill and dying on that hill.
Yep.
Your list sucked. Mine was more fun. Yours was like,
well, you said before the show that we had to do something different. So I was like, oh, okay. So I did a completely different question.
What do you? Oh, you weren't doing the most American things ever?
I mean, I did.
Well, obviously, and they suck.
You said do a different. We're gonna do something different. I'm like, oh, okay. So different question stuff.
No.
Would you like to hear that list?
No,
that list is better.
What? No, because what category was it on? And I'll come up with 5 for next week.
All right. It has to do with the USA, but what is the most Southern type shit?
Oh, I already know what number 1 is.
Oh, I have quite a few honorable mentions that I didn't put on the list because I didn't want to put them on the list.
Half of these on mine I could just repeat.
Exactly.
Florida man, lift-kitted Prius. Let's see. The NFL is pretty big down south. Pick 'em up trucks with queer bait lift kits. And incest. There we go. There's my most Southern shit ever.
Mine is pretty close. Mine's number 5, college football.
Yep. Yes. Big time.
4, fried chicken.
Oh.
3, cousin fucking.
Incest.
2, jank vehicles. So lifted Priuses. and number 1, because we said it earlier, but I wrote this down. Wrote it down. Sorry, the Southern's getting to me. Fuck. I wrote it down.
I didn't write any of it.
I wrote it down before we even started this. Sweet tea. But our honorable mentions are alcohol, because I swear to God, everybody has a beer in their hand or something. Stupid people, because Florida man. The KKK. And then soul food. Soul food.
Wow. What does soul food tend to be? Black. And then right before that, the KKK. Awesome.
Yeah! Woo!
Good job, Dylan. Oh, my God. Oh. Okay. What are we doing at? Oh, we just eclipsed 2 hours. Boy, I really thought we'd struggle. We only hit about 2/3 of what was on my list here. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not doing a Patreon podcast this week. Well, we might. I don't know. Maybe. We didn't do one last week. That was because shit did not work out. I was busy. Dylan was busy. We weren't here at the same time and stuff. It just didn't work. You know what? Since we're at 2 hours, let's hold on to your
Trivia?
Your Smooth Brain Trivia. We'll either do that for the Patreon or we'll just do it next week. Well, let's just go into some, as we already stated, honorable mention for the most American things ever. Porn star birthdays. So, for porn star birthdays this week, 2 out of the 3 that I did were on 4th of July. So you could say they came out with a bang. The first one on the list is Haley, or Hale, I think Haley, with no Y, Vaughn. 30 years old as of July 4th, being born in 1994. An American from Nashville, Tennessee.
Talk to it. Spit on that thing.
Started in porn at the age of 20 in 2014. Standing at 5'3" with 34 A's. She's been nominated for the awards Perfect Vagina, Starlet of the Year, and Newcomer of the Year. You can ram the ham to her over 100 films, such as Car Wash Orgy 4, Fuck Her Right in the Pussy. No, that's the name of the title. Fuck Her Right in the Pussy. Clit Lickers. And Dylan's personal favorite, Strap On Squad 16 and 18.
Oh, yeah, scissor.
What the fuck?
Second thoughtie on the list, also born on July 4th, but in 1992, is Rosalina Rosa, 32 years old, from the Czech Republic, Prague, Czech Republic to be more exact. In 2012, she started in porn at the age of 21. With 34 Bs and her 5'5" stature, you can rub the pink eraser to her nearly 200 films. For example, like Gargle and Swallow.
Whoa!
Licking ass and tits always wins out.
Does it now?
The Saturday Night Live feature, It's My Dick in a Box. And Repair This, Then Take a Piss.
Prepare this and take a piss.
I don't know what we're repairing.
Oh, repair.
Yeah, repair this, then take a piss. What are we repairing? Last thought on the list is Monica Wilde, 29 years old, being born on July 5th, 1995. A Russian from Russia. Started in porn at the age of 22 in 2017. Standing at 5'4" with 34 A's. She's been nominated for the awards Life-Sized Human Hand Puppet, also known as the Best Fisty Award. The Golden Shower Goddess of the Year Award. Rough Sex Specialist. Gangbanged Girl of the Year.
Man, she's a nasty girl.
Yeah. And Dylan's personal favorite award, the Comfartiest of the Year Award.
Hey, Art of the Comfort. Shout out.
And she's won the award. Two Hot Dogs in a Hallway, also known as the Double Anal Prodigy Award.
What the fuck?
You can Sandwood to her over 150 films.
Sandwood.
Just like Asshole Fever 6. Anally Retentive Teens 2.
What
Gagging,
the fuck?
spanking, fisting, fucking.
It checks the list, I guess.
Yeah. And an award or a title that is up there with Comfort of the Year. And that title is Lick Me Granny.
Oh my Jesus.
And if you're wondering, yes, that one is about a lesbian gangbang with a grandma.
Thanks for that clarification. Really
Yeah, no
needed
problem.
it.
I just in case anybody else was confuzzled. Yeah. Cum fartiest of the year award, Dylan's personal favorite. All right, Dylan, who is your functional idiot of the week?
It's my college bookstore.
Okay.
Let me explain. So, obviously, I'm online, right? And I have to buy books still, right?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, the way they do that is they give you an access code once you buy the book, right? For the online thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to allow up to 24 hours, right? Okay.
24
Now,
hours for
you to get your access code.
Okay.
And I bought this book. Now, my first module, so my first course, not my whole course, but just my first part of the first course is almost done. It's done tomorrow. I have one more thing to do, a few more things to do, and then I'm done with it. And then we start the new module tomorrow. Well,
and so a module is like a lesson.
Yeah, pretty
basically.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to buy. I was supposed to buy this book. Well, I waited a day after. Not a big deal. Whatever. Not huge. So I bought it July 2nd.
Okay.
It's Sunday today, July 7th, and I still have yet to receive this access code that I need in order to do my coursework.
Are you sure you put in the email correct?
Oh, that's the best thing. I went down there, right? I scrolled to see my order confirmation. It says my email. This is going to get sent via email to, and then it obviously has my name. And then my address, not my email address, my address. And then that's it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I messed it up. I didn't type in my email address.
So they're going to mail it to you.
No idea. It says via email, so it's supposed to be emailed to me.
Okay.
Well, I go back in to set up the order again to see if I was supposed to put my email somewhere. No. There is no email thing. So I'm assuming, because they sent a confirmation to my email, that they're going to send something via email, hopefully soon. I emailed them. I was like, hey, you guys have my address and not my email address. So I said, just send it to this email that I'm sending it to you from. Send it to my school email, please.
Right.
So, yeah. And I was just like, if these motherfuckers are sending it via...
Well, has it
mail,
ever occurred to you that maybe they're sending you a hard copy of the book?
They're not. I made sure that they weren't.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Because it's $60 instead of the $28.
Oh, to buy it. Okay.
Yeah, hard copy.
That would be kind of a waste. It'd be funny if you got it in the mail, right? The confirmation or the activation code or whatever, and it says you have 24 hours from the date of purchase to enter this code.
I'd be kind of pissed.
Motherfucker, that was 8 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I had one, but I heard this other one on the way home yesterday, and I had to include it. So I'm doing the rare double Functional Idiot of the Week award. But this first one goes to, shockingly, who else but a Florida man.
Oh, yeah.
He has been arrested because his 15-month-old daughter was hospitalized. Okay, now, Dylan, what do you think... Why do you think the 15-year-old daughter was... Or, I'm sorry, 15-month-old daughter was hospitalized for?
And this is something to do with the Florida man?
Well, the Florida man was arrested because it's his daughter, who's 15 months old, kind of falls down to the... it'd fall into the category...
Strapping her to a firework or something.
That would be unbelievably Florida if that happened. No, Daddy here decided to get a little tuned up, right? He's going to have a good night. So what better way to have a good night than to smoke some doobies, right? So he went and rolled himself a big old doobie here in the kitchen, right? But then put said doobie down, because I got to go have a piss, Mike. Well, while I went and had a piss, my stupid ass 15-month-old daughter was like, ooh, Tootsie Roll, and basically ate the entire doobie.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
Shit.
So, and then it gets better. While the deputies were talking to this absolute fuckknuckle, they observed there was loose marijuana all over the residence, within reach of the toddler. And there was also a small amount of mushroom and THC wax in plain view. The 15-month-old daughter or child was transported to a medical center for having, being high off her ass. At the time of this, her condition was unknown. But for God's sakes, how do you roll a fucking joint, right? And then you just about to light that fat fucker up, be like, oh, I suddenly need to have a piss now. You didn't have to have a piss 2 minutes before you rolled the fucking joint? How long does it take you to roll joints?
Bruh.
Fuck. That's pretty stupid, right? I think I could top that, though. So, have you ever been in the doghouse with Brianna? Like, you do something, you piss her off, and you basically get, like, the quiet treatment, or you're in the doghouse?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew the answer was yes before even asking, because every guy has been in the doghouse before. I think this guy is in the doghouses to end all doghouses, okay? He was celebrating his 14th wedding anniversary with his wife. And this guy, he took to Reddit because he done made a big fat mistake. So he's a surgeon, wherever the fuck he's from. And, I mean, the 14th wedding anniversary is not like a big milestone. It's not like a 10 or a 20 or a 25, you know? I mean, yeah, 14 years together, that's pretty good commitment there, right? But it's not like a major milestone, per se. And so he's like, there's not a lot of ways to commemorate 14 years of marriage. He's like, and I don't listen to a ton of Guns N' Roses albums anymore. You might wonder why Guns N' Roses came up. You're about to find out. But my brain was like, oh yeah, there's this one song that's called 14 Years. So, and the song was on the band's Use Your Illusion 2 album that came out in 1991. So he sent the song on YouTube with no context to his wife and then went into a surgery, thinking he had done something thoughtful. Except he didn't think real hard of what the lyrics of the song were. Here is the chorus of 14 years. It's been 14 years of silence. It's been 14 years of pain. It's 14 years that are gone forever that I'll never have again. And he sent this to his wife for his 14th wedding anniversary thing.
Oh,
as you can imagine,
God.
the wife was not too pleased.
Yo.
And so somebody sent to him, was like, now you need to send her Sweet Child of Mine as damage control. How about you just don't do something like that? And if you're going to send someone a song, maybe, I don't know, just glance over the lyrics real fucking quick.
Listen to it.
Dude, I listen to songs all the time, and I have no idea what the fuck they're talking. They could be talking about raping children. I'd be like, this song rocks. You know, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, right? Maybe just read through the lyrics. Just scan over them like you do a news article. And just make sure what you're sending is appropriate. Just a thought. So, those are my two functional idiots of the week, because that's pretty fucking stupid to leave your doobie just sitting out on the counter.
Let me have my child eat this weed.
Do you think maybe he's like, if we leave this doobie out, Snoop Dogg will come by and leave us presents? Hey, no, it's not Santa Claus. Not the same thing. And sending what if you sent? What would be? I'm trying to think. What would be a fucking terrible song to send to somebody? Like, yeah, this is a really great song, and it shows all my love for you. And then it's like, I'm trying to think what would be a good song. Or a bad song in this case. I guess if you had like a friend who was a police officer and then you send them fuck the police.
Fuck the police coming straight. Wow, dude.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. You're such a pal. All right. Actually, I might have a third. This is not so much a functional idiot. I just want to put in one last thing before we wrap this baby up. So, have you heard about Hurricane Beryl? I think it's how you say it, Dylan.
No, I haven't.
All right, right now it's a hurricane that's I think it's been a hurricane for like a true actual hurricane the last week or so, and it's basically ravaged through a good part of the Caribbean, south of Cuba and shit. And it looks like it hit the Gulf Coast of Mexico, and it looks like it's going to curve and go north and go into Texas. But I think right now it's like a low category hurricane. It might even be a tropical storm right now. I'm not quite sure. But they were all saying, because it actually did reach Category 5, which is obviously the highest category for a hurricane. Category 5, everybody's like, it's the strongest, it's the soonest we've ever had a Category 5 hurricane in hurricane season.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it doesn't fucking surprise me, okay? Last year, we didn't really have any big hurricanes that came through and ravaged a good part of the country. All right, and the year before, other than the beginning of the year, it was quite quiet. Like, the last 2 years have been really quiet for hurricanes, okay? Now, what fuels hurricanes, if you don't know, is warm water. Warm water is like throwing gasoline on a fire for a hurricane. And so, when you haven't had, and when a hurricane goes over warm water, it becomes really strong, it intensifies, but it takes a lot of energy and a lot of that warm water out of the ocean. And so, if you have a big hurricane like we do now, usually at the beginning of hurricane season, it tends to die down after that because it takes a shitload of energy out of the ocean.
Right.
But if you've had what we've had the last 2 years, where it's been a fairly quiet hurricane season, where, yeah, we've had hurricanes, but we haven't had like massive Category 5 hurricanes that have hit like Florida or the East Coast or like decided to flood fucking New Orleans because we thought it was a good idea to not once but twice build a city below sea level. You're going to have a lot of energy pent up in the ocean, right? It's like having no nut November, okay? December 1st comes around, you're going to have an explosion.
And then I started blasting.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be like such an amazing thing. Like, oh my God, it's July 1st and we've had a Category 5 hurricane already. Well, yeah, it's December 1st for this guy. He's gone a whole month without any pleasure. He's ready to blow. Of course it's going to be a Category 5. Plus, it's pretty close to the equator where the water is like the same temperature all fucking year round, right? It hardly ever cools off. Like, this is such a moot point, I think. Now, if we have like 6 Category 5s this year, okay, yeah, that might be a problem. But, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not that shocking, honestly. I mean, let's just think about this for a minute. But, you know, it helps push the agenda of major man-made climate change and shit. So, but that's for another time. That's for another time.
Well, we're gonna fondle each other. I mean,
that's for another master debaters. That's for another master debaters because I think that's one of the things where we might actually truly disagree on. But well, I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. You'll just have to listen in and see when we bring that up if we do or not. But if you want to keep up to date with us the best we can, where would be the best way to do that, Dylan?
Obviously, our Twitter. We've been actually a lot better posting shit on there. So follow us on Twitter at Funny Days Show. And then I don't know why we even say it, but you can email us at fuckshowidiots@gmail.com. I don't know if we've gotten emails before.
No.
So, and then we do have a YouTube. So give us a watch there at Fuck Show Idiots Productions, right? Is
correct.
And then our Patreon. So
yeah, all those links for all that good stuff is in the description of every single podcast. Well, I think every single podcast we do. Right. You know, I think there's actually one episode I may have forgotten to put that shit down there, and I just can't be bothered to go back and fix it. So
who cares?
Fuck them. So, last week we didn't do a Not Until 4 Patreon podcast. Like I said, that's just because we didn't quite have everything lined up to be able to be in front of our microphones at the same time for that to happen. Plus, we also really want to get Brianna on, which is Dylan's girlfriend, on the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast.
Yep.
So there might be one this week. But again, the only way to do that would be go to our Patreon where you could sign up for a 7-day free trial. You could, and to get the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast, you have to be in the $10 tier. You could sign up for the $10 tier and cancel immediately. You'll still get the 7 days. You know, and in fact, do that. We don't care. We're not doing this for money. We would like some money, but we're not doing this as full-time jobs, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So, in the meantime, while we go back to our full-time jobs, and until next week, don't be dumb.